Throughout this video, we plan on strategically showing you how we would implement a social media campaign for human trafficking in the state of Louisiana. So, what we plan on doing is walking through exactly what our hashtag means and then going through how we can market our hashtag on social media to bring awareness to human trafficking. So, what is our hashtag? Our hashtag is Hope for Trafficking LA. And what we plan on doing is just that, providing hope for trafficking victims in Louisiana. When creating our hashtag, we strive to make sure that it was very clear in how we wanted to spread awareness for trafficking in the state of Louisiana. So, I guess we can start on exactly showing what human trafficking is and does it really affect Louisiana, or is it just a worldwide thing that kind of happens in different countries? Well, human trafficking does affect Louisiana specifically. First, human trafficking is defined as by the United Nations Protocol to Prevent, Suppress, and Punish Trafficking in Persons. Human trafficking is defined as any work or service that one is forced to perform involuntarily or under threat. This can be in the form of sex, labor, or servitude. Roughly 2 to 4 million people are trafficked in and across borders each year. An estimated 27 million people are currently enslaved in the world. And human trafficking is now a leading source of profits for organized crime, together with drugs and weapons generating an estimated $9.5 billion a year. So it definitely is an issue worldwide. But how does it affect Louisiana specifically? Well, I-10 and I-12 it runs through Baton Rouge, so it makes Baton Rouge a hub for sex trafficking. New Orleans is among the top 20 cities in America with the most sex trafficking, along with Houston and Memphis. So when people are driving to some of these major destinations for human trafficking, they have to drive through Baton Rouge because Baton Rouge is a central location for I-10 and I-12. So sometimes they have to stop in hotels, gas stations, different places, maybe stop at different restaurants to eat, fast food places. So if we can learn some of these signs and indicators, and if we could spread awareness to people that human trafficking is a situation in Louisiana and show them exactly how they can spot the potential signs, then we can potentially help combat human trafficking. According to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, the first step to combating human trafficking across the United States is by awareness. If more people are aware of the issue and know how to spot the potential signs, then we can potentially help the National Human Trafficking Hotline receive more phone calls, help the police, and then just by spotting these potential trafficking situations in our city and our state, then we can potentially fight against human trafficking by making those phone calls to 911 and making those phone calls to the National Trafficking Hotline. And what this does is it provides the police with potential human trafficking situations. So, the first critical step in combating human trafficking is just by knowing the signs and being aware of the signs so that we can report it to our law enforcement. And with that being said, that's exactly what our hashtag plans on doing. We plan on showing what human trafficking is, how it affects our city, and the potential signs. So we're gonna go through a few of those signs. So the U.S. Department of State says some of the most common human trafficking indicators are living with employers, poor living conditions, multiple people in cramped spaces, inability to speak to individual alone, answers appear to be scripted and rehearsed, physical abuse, unpaid or paid very little, under 18 and in prostitution, submissive or fearful. And those are just a few, but we plan on going through exactly how our we're going to market this in a few.
I believe that the internet is the best way for us to market our cars because the internet has a lot of power that most individuals won't admit. In Sherry Turkle's TED Talk, Connected But Alone, she stated that technology has grown so powerful that some people don't know who they are or what to do in the moments that they have to be without their mobile devices. The technology's value and importance in society increases every day, but I wouldn't say that that's necessarily the worst thing to happen. We have the power to control technology and not really the other way around. Instead of becoming addicted or obsessed with our mobile devices, we could use them to do more positive things. Things such as spreading love or spreading information with others instead of just getting caught up in the drama and the gossip and the bad politics and things like that of it. So it's really we have to make the technology do for us and not let it control us. Without the internet, we would probably be forced to spread our cause the old-fashioned way, using flyers, going door to door, just trying to find some 1960 way to do it. But we're in 2019, so the internet is the best way to go. To market our project, we already have our brand, our passion wide, Hope for Trafficking LA. I feel like to get our purpose out, the best way would be to create a website. Starting it could be www.hopefortrafficking.org or something like that. And on the website it'll have sections about our cause, about our mission. It'll have contacts and information about other programs that are involved in human trafficking, and also includes how to donate, includes the National Trafficking Hotline and things like that. It's just basically a general overview of what we're about and what we're trying to accomplish in our community. Human trafficking happens all over the world and ranges from children as young as 1 year old to 17 years old. It's a pretty bad business. It doesn't really discriminate between anybody. It happens to women, men, children, boys, girls. It really doesn't matter. People, it's a sick world. The average life expectancy of a traffic victim is 7 years. The drug overdose cause of death could be drug overdose, suicide, malnutrition, and STDs. 80% of all trafficking transactions occur through the internet, which is surprising because you would think that because of the internet that it would be closely monitored, but you just never know what some sick people are capable of. With all that being said, because sex trafficking affects a lot of people, the best apps would be for us to use would be Twitter and Instagram. Twitter caters to ages around 16 to 45, and Instagram is pretty anybody over the age of 18. and that's kind of like the range we're really trying to spread awareness to. Like, people need to be aware of the signs of a sex trafficking matter. People, it's a sick world. The average life expectancy of a traffic victim is 7 years. The drug overdose cause of death could be drug overdose, suicide, malnutrition, and STDs. 80%, around 80% of all trafficking transactions occur through the internet, which is surprising because you would think that because of the internet that it would be closely monitored, but you just never know what some sick people are capable of. With all that being said, because sex trafficking affects a lot of people, the best apps would be for us to use would be Twitter and Instagram. Twitter caters to ages around 16 to 45, and Instagram is pretty anybody over the age of 18, and that's kind of like the range we're really trying to spread awareness to. Like, people need to be aware of the signs of a sex trafficking victim or even a predator. We have to try and get that information out as best as possible. For Twitter, say we'll tweet a tweet, like we can tweet a tweet out about who it affects and who trafficking affects and how it affects them and what are the ways to stop it. And then we would, at the end of the tweet, we would have our link connected to the tweet where people could learn more and click the link and learn more about our cause and everything like that. On Instagram, we create an Instagram page for our website, and then we post like snippets of content just to draw the consumer in, and then they'll be interested enough to visit our website, and then that's how we get our word out. I think Twitter is probably the best one because your information can get retweeted and reposted thousands of times, and it'll just keep going. It's a continuing cycle of the information never stopping. So that's how, like, marketing would be. That's how we market. That's how we implement the plan into.
So what's it matter if you have a great idea but no one knows about it? Advertising is going to play a huge part in how we spread the word about #HopeForTraffickingLA. For our campaign, we're going to use billboards and social media to spread the word. According to Express Indianapolis, an average American spends 20 hours a week driving in their vehicle. Billboards are a good way to reach people of all ages from all over the country. For our billboards, we will create an eye-catching visual, including our #HopeForTraffickingLA. These billboards can be placed in cities all over Louisiana to increase awareness. Our billboard will include an easy-to-read website that viewers can look up to find more information about our cause. Social media is a platform that keeps growing and growing. When it comes to social media advertising, there are many platforms we can use. Some of the most popular social media platforms are Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Through these apps, we can create pages for our campaign. On these pages, we can post information such as statistics about trafficking, how you can help, and what is going on with trafficking in your local area. In recent studies, it has been shown that Instagram advertisements get the most interactions of all social media platforms. With this, we will try to put most of our efforts into spreading the word via Instagram. However, we will still use other platforms as well.
The use of social media is very important nowadays in terms of spreading awareness or information for whatever it is that you want to do, and using different social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook is probably one of the best ways we can spread our hashtag, because those are the ones that get the highest engagement nowadays through like the click of different hashtags. So spreading or posting our hashtag #HopeForTraffickingLA along with different hashtags like hashtag Baton Rouge, hashtag Louisiana, hashtags human trafficking, which are more established and hashtags that already get engagement from different people, that's gonna help us spread like our social media or our hashtag better, because if we only use our hashtag, Hope for Trafficking in LA, that people don't know about, there's not gonna be any level of engagement because it's not something people are probably searching for. So using different hashtags that already get high engagement on Twitter or Instagram is going to be very important in reaching more people. And we can create like different images or like digital flyers as well as videos to like contain the information that we want the audience to know. And as well as doing all these hashtags, we can also partner with different local organizations or businesses, because that's going to help spread awareness to really the audience that we want, which is the local like Louisiana audience, because we are trying to spread awareness of human trafficking that is happening in Louisiana. And like partnering with universities could be a good idea, because that's the audience that uses social media the most and probably has the highest engagement rates of, you know, clicking different hashtags or just using social media the most. And it's probably the audience that we really want to reach the most. That's probably the ones that need to be more aware of human trafficking that happens in Louisiana and Baton Rouge. And using like these local organizations will help people realize that, yeah, this is a problem that we have here in our state currently, and we all need to become more aware of what's happening. So, like, for example, LSU can spread our hashtag throughout different social media that they have. So, either on their Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, use their page as well as like their hashtags that get a lot of engagement to help ours get more engagement. So social media can help us like reach a wide range of people, or a more targeted like range of people, which is really our goal, because yeah, it is important to spread social like the awareness of human trafficking like throughout the world. But our goal with Hope for Trafficking LA is to spread the awareness in our state so that people realize what's happening in our cities, even like Baton Rouge.